What is a public school and what is a private school? So his argument was supposed to be based on why are public schools better than what? Private schools. And you also supposed to give us examples of public schools that you know. Remember we said the Prime Minister gave us the what? The example. And what was he supposed to do also? Is give us the points why public schools are better than what? Private schools. He was going to explain maybe 2 points that explain why they are better than what? Private schools. Then he might reflect some of the points so that he leaves room for what is the Prime Minister to come and expand those points. You still remember that point when I said when I was doing the debate time? Yes. So we want him to come and explain some of the points, and just a few, then he reflects most of the points that you're thinking. All of them, reflect them, then you leave room for your what? Deputy Prime Minister to come and what? Explain further on those what? On those sheets, on those points. Yes. That's what you're expecting from the what? From the Prime Minister. Then you move on to the leader of opposition. The leader of opposition. The leader of opposition, now the good thing is that she managed to come and take a stand. She managed to come and take a stand. Wait. Okay. She managed to come and take a stand why she disagrees with the government, right? Or why they are supporting public schools. She managed to align that. Then she managed to give us, so what we are expecting from the leader of opposition is to come and say we disagree with the motion that the government agrees that public schools are better than private schools. We as the opposition, we say private schools are better than public schools because of this and this. That's what we're expecting the leader of opposition to say. Then he's supposed to take the points that says that why she's supporting private schools and public schools. Then she leaves room for a deputy leader of opposition to come and expand on those points. And also we're expecting her to refute the Prime Minister. We should remember from the structure of the debate, right? He's supposed to refute the Prime Minister. What the Prime Minister says about why public schools are better, you're supposed to refute those points that he raised. And also saying you supporting the side of the private schools. Then you go with the argument like that. You see? Then we now come to the third speaker, which is the what? Deputy Prime Minister. Yeah, right? So we're expecting him to what? To come and engage with this what? With this Prime Minister. She comes in front, she engages with the Prime Minister while they are supporting public schools. They're supposed to explain the points that were flagged by the Prime Minister and expand further on those points. And also she's supposed to what? Refuse what the leader of opposition says, right? Yes. That's where her argument is as the Deputy Prime Minister. She's supposed to refute the leader of opposition. Why is she saying private schools are better than what? Public schools. Because they are on the public school bench. Their bench is supposed to just support public schools. Their bench is only supposed to support what? Private schools. You see? So that's what we're expecting her to do. Then, as the deputy leader of Deputy Prime Minister, she's supposed to come and expand more of the points and explain further and give us even some of the examples which are tangible as the Deputy Prime Minister. Then you come now to the Deputy Leader of Opposition. He's now supposed to refute what Deputy Leader of Opposition, Deputy Prime Minister of the government was saying. Then he's supposed to clash the point that was raised right. Then he's supposed to support his leader of opposition. That's summarized the first half of of the debate. Are we clear? Yes. So we now come to the second half of the debate. Our second half, we are now looking at this bench here. Right. Then we called upon the closing government. They are member of government. Right? And the good thing what she did, she managed to perform a role very well as the member of government. She managed to come and give us some of the points why she supports because remember we said as the member of government like she's supposed to come up with new arguments. And she managed to do that. She gave us new arguments why we should support public schools than private schools. That's a job as the member of government. And also a job is to make sure that she aligns now her bench in support of the public schools. You see? And also she's coming after this other bench have spoken. So we're expecting you, as the member of government, to refute what the opposition is saying. Them too. You're supposed to come up with some of the arguments that they say and refuse those arguments as the member of government. Because you're now touching the next bench. Because you're coming after the second half. You're coming after the first half is ended. So you're now going to be raising your argument saying the opening purpose saying the failed to do this. They raised this point but didn't have more water because of this and that. You're now touching the next what as a bench. You see? Yes. You cannot target the next individuals like as prime minister because you're now in the second half. You've been targeting the message and you say their point was weak as when they say the private schools are better in this part, they were weak because of this and that. And you managed to do that. It was what you were saying. And also the same, we expect the same thing from the member of opposition, right? It was you. Yes. So member of opposition, we expect him further also to also act in that kind of a manner that he is supposed now to refute what the white member of the government is saying. And also he's supposed to raise new arguments and expand on the points. And also he's supposed to engage with this what first half. Support what these guys have been saying all along by supporting the private schools. We're expecting him to support his other half. That's what the member of the government is supposed to do. Then from there, we move on to the what? To the government will. Right? That's where we are, right? We move on to the government will, which is the last speaker from the government side. And she managed to align the debate in a way that shows that she's supporting his government side. I think we heard the points that she raised. The idea that the desire for education is much more aligned with your mind and where you are. That's at the end of the day, whether you're in private school or in public schools, it's all about your desire where you want to learn. And she managed to raise those points well. That's what you're expecting as the chief whip to give balance to the debate. But at the same time, giving us why her bench deserves to win the debate. And she managed to support her first half and also managed to support his what? Her member of government. That's what we expect from her. And also to refute the member of the opposition. You will find something that you refute from this bench. And also you find something that you refute from this bench as a bench. You see? You can refute them as a bench, the opening opposition, and refute as what? As him, the speaker, here. As a bench also, you can try to refute them as a bench. Not even counting the last speaker of the opposition or them as a bench. Even you can even mention this one as an individual. Which from the opposition side, the member of opposition said this and that, and it was making this point that because my government side said this point, the open government said this. That's what you do as the government. If you are summarizing the debate in a way that shows that you are supposed to win the debate. But also you are fighting for your position because you win as a pair. So at the end of the day, we are also looking at your argument. You are fighting for also your position, but also you are supposed to align with the what? With the government. You are not supposed to unite with the government, not to start dealing with what they were saying. You're supposed to agree with everything the government is saying, then you align with that. You see? Then the last speaker from the opposition, the chief whip, right? So the thing is, we say this person is the last speaker to speak and there's no one coming after him to speak from him. So we're expecting him to now summarize the debate, and he managed to do that in a way that he was talking about some of the arguments that were said about free education, but don't have the resources to support free education, which was very good. And they managed to talk about, it had to be levies, how we talk about other private schools, they have the same fees as the government schools, but right now this level of education is just the same. So why would you say they can be better off if you don't have private schools when you are paying the same fees, the same results are the same? You see now? So that's what the adjudicator will be doing. He's supposed to be listening to everything that we are saying. That's why he's supposed to write everything. How if you are going to be training for adjudication? You'll be listening to the argument. Adjudication panel, we are going to be training for adjudication. You see? We are going to be training you for adjudication. Some of you feel like you're not good at speaking. But also, as an adjudicator, you can become adjudicators because they are good at speaking. Because once you sign up for adjudication, you're supposed to be a good speaker. And you're also supposed to know the rules of the whole debate competition.